Hey tankers, it's Ryan here with GaleForceNine, and today I will be briefing you on battle modes. Listen up as I walk you through some of the different ways you can play a game of World of Tanks miniatures game. Battle modes in World of Tanks miniatures game play very similar to the various battle modes in the World of Tanks online game. Right at the back of your rulebook, you will find the 4 different battle modes that I'll go over today. Assault, Encounter, Capture the Base, and Free-for-all. Let's start with Free-for-all. Free-for-all is just played simply as described in the rules. You win the game by being the last player with an operational tank on the battlefield. If you and your opponent set a time limit and you run out of time before you are able to land that killing blow, the player that destroyed the most points worth of tanks at that time wins the game. You also include the cost of any crew, module, and upgrade cards that destroyed tanks started the game with in that tally. Now on to the more exciting battle modes. For these next modes you'll need your objective markers, so grab those now. Let's dive into a Capture the Base mission. Capture the Base will have you pushing your fast and mobile tanks deep into enemy territory to assault their base, whilst you set up a line of defense to prevent your opponent from doing the same to you. After you have set up the terrain, both players place an objective marker in their opponent's deployment zone, like so. Now play your game as usual. Objective markers give you victory points when you are within an arrow's length of the center of the marker, as long as no enemy tanks are within that same radius. This is checked during the command phase. The first player to score 2 victory points wins the game. If you run out of time, again tally up the point of destroyed tanks and items. Moving on to encounter battles. Encounter battles will have you and your opponent dueling it out in the center of the battlefield, fighting over the objective. After you have set up your terrain, place an objective marker in the center of your battlefield. And start play as usual. Same deal with the victory points, checking in the command phase for vehicles within the radius of the objective. Note that even if you have multiple vehicles on the objective, you can only gain a single victory point per turn. The first player to score 3 victory points wins the encounter battle. If you run out of time, again tally up the points of destroyed tanks and items. Last up is the assault mode. Assault will have the attacker pushing all their forces into the enemy's line of defense, whilst the defender holds the line trying to destroy the attacker as they come charging in. After you have set up the terrain, the attacker places 2 objectives in the defender's deployment zone. Play on as usual. With the assault battle mode, the game ends after 8 turns. The attacker needs to score 2 victory points before this to win, otherwise the defender wins. Fast and aggressive play will be rewarded in this battle mode, but be wary for dug-in tank destroyers. Now that's all the battle modes, but I still have one more way to play the game. Keeping with the teamwork that you'll find in the online game, multiplayer is the ultimate battle mode and plays exactly as described in the rules with a few clarifications. This platoon, tanks that you control. Friendly, tanks that your teammates control. And enemy, tanks controlled by your opponents. So find some friends to join you in some larger tactical multiplayer battles. And that's it for battle modes. Take your game to the next level and devise strategies to counter your opponent no matter what the victory condition is. Make sure you subscribe down below to stay up to date with all the World of Tanks miniatures game content, and click the bell notification to be notified when we drop our next video, where I'll be talking about upgrading and decking out your tanks to customize them, just get that edge over your opponents. And that's it for today tankers. I'll catch you guys on the battlefield. Roll out.